service error for the Eagles. And it is 6-6. Tigers to serve. Ball's up, dug out. That time two Pella Christian Eagle players were there, and they both kind of hit it. And it went out of bounds, so it counts as an ace serve for the Tigers, and they lead 7-6. We might have had some technical difficulties there for just a little bit, but I think we got things squared out.
Yeah, I think what happened was originally the start time was 7:30. So when we programmed it, we programmed it as a 7:30, and that's why I just noticed when we started at 7:05, it wasn't going live yet. So I went ahead and I overrode it manually. So everyone is probably just joining us right now.
Okay.
You could actually the replay of it will be 100% there, but you're live now.
All right, very good. Well, that's good because I had about 10 mistakes that I saw, so now those will be lost. You can edit those out for me later on, can't you?
Oh, goodness,
Dan
yes.
will edit those out. Pella Krish with the block on the Tiger kill attempt, and they take the lead 8-7. Eagles serving. Ball's up, dug out on a low dig. Nice serve that time by the libero. That's Natalie Harrell. Wow, that ball got over the net and just died straight down. Nothing the Tigers could do, and it's 9-7. Eagles with the lead. Harrell to serve. This time she does a short one again. This time it's dug up by the Tigers. Going to be a free ball, and it gets over the net. And there's the set to the Eagle hitter, blocked by Stensrud, or correction, by Dodd. But they tip it back over, and it falls to the court. Could not get to it, and another point for the Eagles. They build a little bit of a lead here, 10-7. Harrell still serving for the Eagles. Serves up over to Hollingsworth, a tip by Pella Christian. Now the set over to McClellan. The ball's tipped. Oh, that's correction. That was McKenna Smith with the kill. Big swing from Smith, tips off the Eagle player, goes out of bounds, and Tigers get a point and break that run by Pella Christian. They'd scored 5 in a row there, and it's 10-8, Eagles with the lead. Greta Dodd serving now for the Tigers. Ball is up, set up to number 2. Another set over by the Eagles, saved by the Tigers. Middle set for Grinnell. Big swing that time by Mackenzie McClelland. Being set from the back row. You can't cross that attack line, that orange line you see there in the middle. She didn't. She got the ball down. Tigers on a 2-0 run, and they trail 10-9. And the serve goes out for the Tigers that time. That was Greta Dodd serving it. Point to Pella Christian, and it's 11-9. Jarrah Morgan looks like now serving. Kind of hard to read the numbers on the Eagles. They have black shirts with maroon numbers.
Yeah, they are tough.
Tigers get the ball over. Now Pella Christian with the set to their middle hitter, and that is Trinity Voss, and she unloads on it, gets a good kill for the Eagles. Point to Pella Christian.
The only number we could really read is the gray shirt.
Yes, that's right. 12-9 now. Eagles with the lead here in the first set on volleyball on Tuesday night on Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Eagles with a serve, dug up there by libero. McClellan with a kill again from the back row. Wow, what a nice swing she has. It tips off 2 Eagle players. It goes out of bounds. Point to the Tigers. Stensrud checks back in now for Ashlyn Imhoff, playing front row. Imhoff plays back row for Rachel. Rachel plays front row when they rotate. And that's an ace serve that time for Ashley Hollingsworth. Kind of a knuckleball serve there. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it didn't really spin, and like any knuckleball in baseball, it kind of moves, and the Pella Christian player just couldn't play it, and it's a point for Grinnell. 12-11 they trail. Another serve, good serve that time again by the Tigers. Played over free ball by Pella Christian. Here's a set for the Tigers. The kill attempt by Stensrud. Played by the Eagles. Eagles try the kill, and it's blocked down that time. Stensrud with a block. Also, Bailey Strovers was there as well. And Tigers do what they do best. They have 84 total blocks on the year in 12 games. That's pretty good. And it's knotted up at 12.
I think when it comes to it's all about timing, isn't it? Just being at the right place, the right time. And
it absolutely is timing, because one of the things I noticed is we have an ace serve there by the Tigers.
just bring your mic up a little bit.
There we go. All right. Make sure you can hear me. Ace serve by the Tigers at 13-12. I'll get back to that timing issue here in a moment. Tigers with a serve up. Played up by the Eagles, and it goes off the side of Sarah Gritters. Off the side of her hand, and now Tigers have a 2-point lead, 14-12 here in the first set. Looks like it's Kennedy. No, it's number 7, Ashley Hollingsworth serving. Yeah. Hollingsworth with a nice serve, set up by the Eagles. Back row attack by the Eagles, dug out by Hollingsworth. Over now to Stensrud with a nice kill, and she gets the kill. Just a freshman, Stensrud with the kill, and Tigers lead 15-12. Another point or two. Coach White for the Eagles may want to call a timeout. Hollingsworth with a serve. Hits the net and drops over. Wow. What's that old saying? Sometimes you need to be lucky than good. And there's that timeout by Coach White. 16-12, Tigers with the lead. This is Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third-generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pax Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit Polley'sGrinnellIA.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Polley's Pizza and West Finch Auto Plaza.
Tigers with a serve leading 16-12. Dug out by the Eagles. Free ball back over to the Tigers. Set by Hollingsworth. Over to Stensrud, up for the kill, and it's down. Stensrud finding the hole in the defense, and it's 17-12. Tigers starting to find their groove here, Dan, and you can tell early on a little bit of not tightness, just not quite there, but now those pieces I talked about, they're falling into place for them.
Yeah, and for the Tigers, they've got a pretty good crowd sitting in here tonight, and that excitement echoes right back to those girls on the floor.
Hollingsworth serve played up by the Eagles. They have to hit a free ball over. I'll explain what I mean by free ball here in just a minute. And they call an attack. Yep, that's an illegal attempt by the Tigers. What that means is if the ball is going up and it looks like it's going to go to the other side, you can't reach across the net to make a play on if you're the offensive side. You have to let the defense, or in this case, Eagles, have their shot. Tigers didn't do that. They got called on it, and a point for the Eagles at 17-13. Kill attempt by Stensrud. Does she get it down? Yes, she does.
I think, was that Smith, though?
Oh, was that McKenna?
12.
12, yes. McKenna Smith, my apologies to her dad, Nate, and mom, Carrie. McKenna Smith from a really tough angle right down the line.
And put it right on the line.
Got it to drop in, 18-13. Smith with a serve. Eagles up with the kill. Dug out by the Tigers, over by Stensrud. Eagles now on the offense. Here comes the set. Over to their hitter, Sarah Gritters, and she has a nice swing. Goes off of Stensrud out of bounds. Point to the Eagles. When I say a free ball, that means there's no attack attempt. They couldn't get the set right, so they just have to play it over. And it's like a free ball because it's easy play, usually for the other team to handle. Eagles with a serve now, and that's an ace serve for the Eagles. They're first of the match.
That
And
one
it's
had
18.
some zip on her.
Yeah, she did. And then you get those people that serve it with a top spin and all that. It gets really dicey to handle. That is Trinity Voss playing well for Pella Christian right now with the ace serve. 18-15, Tigers with the lead. Voss serves again, dug out by the libero. Over now, set by Hollingsworth, and the tip. By time by Ashley Hollingsworth. And it's 19-15. Sometimes the biggest swing isn't always necessary. You can do that little dink over like you saw there, and works just as well. There's an attempt by Pella Christian on a quick set. And with the kill, that is number 8, Kara Veenstra for the Eagles with a kill. Pella Christian now to serve. 19-16, still in the first set here at Tiger Gym. Serve is up. Dug up by Smith. Set by Hollingsworth. Over to Mackenzie McClellan, and her attempt is blocked back by the Eagles. Goes off a Tiger out of bounds. Point for the Eagles. They're making a bit of a run here themselves. Tigers did have a 4-point lead. Now they're only a 2-point lead, 19-17. Here's a serve up. Dug out by Smith. Set by Hollingsworth, and they called a violation. I think somebody stepped over the line. Nope, called in the net. Somebody touched the net, so that's a violation, and that's 4 in a row for Pella Christian. And they trail 19-18. Serve dug out by Stewart. Over now by Stensrud. And Hollingsworth kind of had a miss-hit there. Stensrud tried to dig it out, but it went behind the pole. And guess what? We are knotted at 19. Pella Christian battling back from a 4-point deficit to tie it up. And Stensrud that time had a kill. Went long. We have a timeout taken by her mom, Coach Rachel Stensrud. This is Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
This is a story about signs. It's also a story about people's experiences. The humble sign. They are everywhere. But signs are more than just a plaque on the wall, an arrow, or letters on a building exterior. Signs help you leave a legacy or start a new chapter in life. All those signs have to start somewhere, and that's where we come in. We are your trusted partner in everything signage.
The Tiger Sports Livestream Network is brought to you by Grinnell Mutual and ASI Signs.
Back to action, 20-20 now. Tigers tied it up. Pella Christian had a kill attempt, an attack attempt. It went long, just long. Point to the Tigers. And now Stensrud serving for Grinnell. Servers up, played by the Eagles. Hits the set over, and that kill attempt goes wide, out of bounds. Point to the Tigers. Again, if you're watching volleyball, don't just think of the 3 components: the serve receive, the pass from the setter, and then the swing and the attempt by the attacker. Those 3 components have to be there to be successful. And another service error. I should say another. That's like the Tigers' second one. That's pretty good. Ties the score up at 21. Substitutions on both sides. And now Pella Christian set to serve. Sarah Gritters back for the Eagles to serve. Ball's up. Here we go. Serve is in. Return goes all the way across to the Eagles side of the net. Tigers play it in. Hollingsworth is set. Over to McClellan. Nice tip that time and dig by the Eagles. And Pella Christian tries to get it back, but it goes out of bounds. Actually hit the referee in the back, so that is definitely out. And Tigers get the point. They lead 22-21.
Outside the pole it was.
Caught the referee as well. Tigers to serve. McClellan with the serve. It's up. dug out by the Eagles, and a quick set again by the Pella Christian. They love to do that. McClellan from the middle tries to get the kill, and she gets it. Mackenzie McClellan, a freshman, swinging hard, and Tigers 2-point lead, 23-21. Timeout taken by Pella Christian coach Tammy White. This is Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
There are a lot of great reasons to make Medicap Pharmacy in Grinnell your pharmacy. Hi, this is Jennifer Stallman, and if you are like me, you have a busy schedule. So why wait around to get a prescription filled? At Medicap Pharmacy, we can call or text you when your prescriptions are ready. It's a free service that is available on request for any of our customers. Of course, we also have a convenient drive-through, free weekday deliveries, and free mail-outs as well. Just another great reason to make Medicap Pharmacy your pharmacy on Highway 6 West, Grinnell.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy.
All right, back here at the Tiger Gym. Chris Jr. here with you, subbing in. Sibbing in? I was going to say sitting and subbing, so sibbing in. Yes, Mrs. Junie, I have goodly English. Don't correct me. Tigers with a serve, leading 23-21. Set up by the Eagles. Attack attempt. Dug out by Grinnell over to Hollingsworth. She sets McClellan on a runner, but it goes long. McKenzie that time tried to circle around the setter from behind and get the attack in. Just was a little long, and point back to the Eagles who serve. And that'll bring up Natalie Harrell serving for the Eagles, the libero. They wear a different colored shirt than the other libero, I believe, so the official scores can keep track of the substitution. That's the only reason. Not because they're trying to set a fashion statement. Tigers dig it up. That was a two-hand set. You can tell by the ball spinning sideways. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but that's why they have the different color stripes on the ball. If it's no spin, it's fine, but if it starts spinning sideways after a hit, that's a two-handed hit, and most officials are taught to call it that way.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Set point here, 24-22. Tigers, good serve that time by McClellan. Free ball back over by the Eagles. This could be it. Hollingsworth with a set. Over now to McClellan. She dinks it over, but dug out by the libero for the Eagles. Back over by Pella Christian and down. Again, sometimes the biggest swing isn't always necessary. Those little dinks can be just as effective. And Pella Christian narrows it to 24-23. You have to win by 2 in high school volleyball and collegiate volleyball. So Grinnell could still win it here if there's a service error or mistake by the Eagles. There's a serve. It's in. Set over to Hollingsworth. Over now to McKenna Smith. Big swing, but tipped by the Eagles. Dug out by the Eagles. Attack ball back over. Hollingsworth. Again to Smith. She unloads this time, and again, nice dig that time by Gritters. Up and over by the Eagles. Back across. Hollingsworth now going to try the middle. And it's tipped and down for the game winner. Bailey Strowers with the game winner. Tigers take the first game 25-23. Back for the second set here in just a moment, as this is Tiger Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Hey Tiger fans, this is Blake with the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network. We at the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network want to help Grinnell High School to recover from these times with less fans in the stands for revenue to help fund the school's athletics. That's why we've set up a Tiger Sports Live Stream Network Venmo account. If you want, we would greatly appreciate a donation to help Grinnell High School. It doesn't have to be $5, it doesn't have to be $500. We just want to help our Tiger athletes. At the end of every week, we will send the money we receive to Chris Kaufman and the entire GHS athletic department. We at the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network will not keep a single penny. To donate, download the Venmo app on your Apple or Android device and search Tigers LSN-2020. We greatly appreciate any and every donation. Together, we can help recover from this crazy time. Thank you in advance, and go Tigers!
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Polley's Pizza, and also a very one special to our hearts is our own very own Venmo account. So after last year's derecho and the COVID-19, we put in our hearts that we want to kind of raise some extra money for the Grinnell Athletic Department. So we are doing our fill of stands with donations. So as you see right down there in the bottom corner, we have a Venmo account, or you can also go right to our Tiger Sports Livestream Network webpage, which is in the bottom left-hand side, and cast your donation. Just remember, everyone sitting here is paying $5 to get in the door. So just a little bit of money passed across as you're watching online. We pass that right over to the athletic department. So, Chris, back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. We get ready to start set 2. The Eagles will be serving here for set 2. And going back to serve, looks like Kara Veenstra for Pella Christian. Again, apologies to those Eagle fans listening, or rather watching. If those are wrong, it's hard to see the numbers. Stensrud with a big swing. Or no, I'm sorry, that was McKenna Smith. McKenna Smith off a great set from Hollingsworth, right where it needs to be, and Tigers take the lead 1-0. Back to serve now for Grinnell is Ashley Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth serves up into the net. Service error by Grinnell ties the game up at 1 apiece. As I said earlier, believe it or not, back when the volleyball first was introduced, you could only score if you're on offense, if you're serving. If there's a defensive error, you got the ball back, but you didn't get a point for it. They changed that in a hurry.
That's what I remember in high school.
Yeah, they changed that in a hurry because the games were long.
High school and the dedicated rotation and
Yep. And a little bit of misdirection there by Pella Christian. They like to jump up, pretend they're going to hit to draw the blockers, and then it goes to the other attacker, and she dinks it over into the empty hole created by when the 2 Tiger players move to block it. And point for the Eagles. They lead 2-1. Dug up. Set by Hollingsworth. Over now to Smith. She hits it, and it's tipped. Hits the net, but then goes out of bounds. The net is still in play unless it goes out of bounds. So another kill for McKenna Smith. And it's tied up at 2. Smith with the serve, dug up by the Eagles. Set over now to Voss, and that time a little bit of timing was off. And you mentioned timing, and we'll talk more about that as this match goes on. But timing has to be there as well as those 3 components. If it wasn't that time, it's a point for Grinnell. Smith with the serve. Pass is up into the net, kind of a bad pass that time. Harrell kind of taps her head like that was my bad. And Tigers are up 4-2. Harrell with the set and a free ball over for the Tigers. Hollingsworth with a set, quick set now to McClellan. Ball is up and over by the Tigers, and Voss takes advantage of it. Tiger players are kind of bunched together, chasing the ball, bouncing around. Left a hole in the back corner. Voss found it, and she gets the kill for the Eagles.
How easy is it to do that, Chris? I mean, for that girl to be up there, is it easy to say, oh, I'm going to direct the ball this way versus that way?
You have to get to that point. I mean, it's kind of like in, and I'll talk about that in a minute, as they called a violation on Grinnell into the net. So point for the Eagles is tied up 4-4. You know, it's like the difference between like a good player and an excellent player who's going to play, you know, Division III versus Division I. When you're going up, you have to have the ability to get to that point where you can see that as you're going up, or right before you go up, and you see that hole so you can adjust your swing and hit that corner. That's just a skill set that takes a lot of practice to get to.
You know, it's kind of like you divide that on the football field, the good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks in high school, they have 2 targets. Or you have a great quarterback, and I'll refer back to Eli Dunn, that looks and can see all 6 of the targets that he has out there in front of him.
Yep. We're tied back up at 5. Pella Christian took the lead on a serve-receive error by the Grinnell Tigers, went out of bounds. They took the lead 5-4, but Tigers get it right back on the service error by the Eagles. We're knotted up at 5. Strovers with the serve now. Eagles tip it over, and again, quick hitting offense. That's kind of deadly when that setter, you know, 95% of the time you think she's going to set it, but if she dinks it over like that, you have to have somebody in the back row cheating up to be ready for that. And it caught the Tigers off guard, and Pella Christian gets the point and the lead, 6-5. McKenna Smith with the dig. Over to Hollingsworth. Set now. That time it was to Stensrud. She does a two-handed set. It was tipped off a Pella Christian player out of bounds. Another kill for the freshman. And we're tied up at 6 here in the second set. Tigers took the first game 25-23. They lead 1-0. Best 2 out of 3 sets. I'm sorry, best 3 out of 5. Excuse me. They will play 5 sets if they have to. Hollingsworth with a set. Over now to McClellan. Nice dig by the Eagles. Over now to Voss, to Gritters rather. Her ball's dug up by the Tigers. McClellan hits it back. Another set this time and a dink over. Nice dive by the Tigers to save it, and it goes down. Kennedy Stewart with a nice diving all out to tip that ball up so one of her hitters could tip it over. And falls to the ground on the Pella Christian side point for the Tigers. They lead 7-6. Reagan Stensrud now back to serve. Dad Kevin sitting right below us here, our broadcast position. Set up by the Eagles. Over now to, that was Gemma Settles that time in for the Eagles. Had a attack error that time, went into the net. Or correction, they called a violation on Grinnell. So they give the point to the Eagles, and it's 7-7. Eagles with a serve up. And that time, the good hard serve goes off of Stewart, out of bounds. It's a service ace for Pella Christian, and they lead 8-7. Another good hard serve. This time dug up. That time McKenna Smith diving out, and Tigers hitting it over. Kennedy Stewart. It's a good hard serve by Sarah Gritters, and Pella Christian leads 9-7. That time a little too hard. The Tigers let it go out of bounds, and it's 8-9. That's one thing about volleyball. I mean, just like in basketball or football, if there's a weak spot, if somebody's having trouble, they're confident. And I'm not saying our Tiger player was, but they see that there's a success. They're going to keep going at that person until they can prove it. Eagles get it over, and a little too strong again by Pella Christian, and that ties it up at 9. Again, Kennedy Stewart was not struggling. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they will continue to serve it to her or to the player until they get it back over. That time.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, you watch everyone out there that serves, and you see it's like watching a baseball pitch. Some of them are a curve ball, some of them are a knuckleball. Some of them got some severe drop 10 feet past the net.
I've even seen varsity players serve it underhand, so you get a little bit of everything. Service error that time by the Tigers into the net. Point for the Eagles. They lead 10-9 here in the second set. Set by Hollingsworth. Over now to McClellan, and it's out of bounds. A little bit of a mishit there. That happens sometimes, just like in golf. Line it up, you think you got it, and for some reason you shank one, and that just happens.
Yeah, that's why I never talk about a golf game.
Yeah, me either. 11-9 now. Pella Christian with the lead. Hollingsworth with a set. Over now to McKenna Smith. She gets it over. Eagles from a back row attack, tipped by Dodd. Hollingsworth with a set now to Smith. Smith unloads, blocked down by the Eagles, dug out by the Tigers. Back over for a free ball for the Eagles. Set to Voss. She swings, and it's blocked down by the Tigers, but blocked on the Tiger side of the net for a point for Pella Christian.
That one was such a quick drop, I couldn't tell which side of the net it did fall on.
Yep. And they lead 12-9. Natalie Harrell serving now, the libero for the Eagles in the gray shirt. She lines it up, and here we go. Soft serve. Oh, that's a two-hand hit. Yep. You can tell by the ball spinning. You see the ball spin sideways there. I hope our viewers at home got that. But when that ball spins sideways like that, they almost always call a two-hand hit. Timeout, Grinnell. They trail 13-9. Tiger Sports Livestream Network.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
The Tiger Sports Livestream Network is brought to you by West Finch Auto Plaza.
We mentioned timing is such a big part of volleyball, Dan, and one thing timing is on the blocks, and Coach Stenge says we work on that a lot. You know, a lot of people think, well, I need to jump up as the hitter's hitting the ball. These hitters hit the ball so hard, that's too late. The ball's going to go over your head. You actually have to jump. As it's just a timing. You have to kind of gauge it, but as they're starting to swing, you have to jump as a blocker, because if you wait until they hit it, that ball's past you. I don't care how quick you jump, it is, and so timing is everything, as it is in most sports. Timing is everything, but especially so in volleyball. Eagles with the lead, 13-9 serving. Short serve that time by the Eagles. Tip back over by the Tigers, and again, that short serve by Natalie Harrell. Not short, it's just a soft little lazy serve. You think, oh, I got time, then it just dives and it gets over the net, causing the Tigers fits right now, and they trail 14-9. Pella with a 5-point lead here in the second set. On high school volleyball on a Tuesday night on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Serve that time. Dug out by Grinnell. Back over now to the Eagles. They go to set now to Emma Ekoff. She gets it over. Hollingsworth a set now to Smith. Smith unloads and drops it in. Boy, the Tigers needed that one. Smith with a nice kill off a great set by Hollingsworth and a nice pass by the back row. I believe that was Mackenzie McClellan. And Tigers trail 14-10, and they get a serve. And serving for Grinnell.
Is that Greta Dodd?
Greta Dodd, thank you very much. Oh, we had a penalty. Pella Christian moved too soon. When the official waves her arm around like that, the official down on the ground by the net, that means one of the defensive players, in this case Pella Christian, moved too soon. You can't move until the ball's hit. They called it, and a point for Grinnell, so they 14-11. And a serve hits the net, drops down. That's the second or third one the Tigers have had. And hey, you take it.
The drop to the benefit right there.
Exactly. Just like in basketball, I don't care how it goes in the hoop, just as long as it goes in, it's 2 points. That's a point for Grinnell, and they close the gap to 14-12. Good hard serve that time, dug up by the Eagles. This will be a free ball. Over now to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth going to set the back row to McClellan. Just didn't snap through and get on top of it. And goes long. It's a point for Pella Christian. Kennedy Stewart now goes in the back row for Greta Dodd. Eagles to serve, leading 15-12. Over to Hollingsworth. Middle set now, 2.
That's surprising. That gal had a double hit. I mean, she tipped it off her fingers and then hit it again.
But you can hit it if you're going for a block attempt. You can tip it and then still be the next one to hit it.
Okay.
If it's considered, in the referee's estimation, it must have been considered a block, so she let her hit it twice. Point for Grinnell, 15-13. Nice serve that time by Ashley Hollingsworth. Good hard serve went right off of Natalie Harrell. Out of bounds, and Tigers close it to 1. Battling back here in this second set. They were down 5 at one point, now cut it to 1. Hollingsworth with a serve. Hard line drive serve dug up by the Eagles, and that was a double hit. Pass went to Voss, one of the hitters. That's like giving the ball to one of your linemen, to run. You don't want to do that, or to your center to bring the ball down court in basketball. You don't want the big guys to bring the ball down. Now, don't write in. I know there's big players that can bring it down the court now, but I couldn't, and I was opposed. You would not want me bringing the ball down court. Point for Grinnell is tied up at 15. Hollingsworth chases one down, gets it over to Smith, who just has to play it over. Eagles on the offense. Voss with a set, and that goes long. Pella Christian wanted a tip. No tip called. It's out, and Tigers battle back from 5 down to take the lead, 16-15 here in the second set. Wow.
Yeah, much like the battle back that Pella Christian had in the last matches.
Absolutely. You got to have a very, very quick and short memory in volleyball, because we'll talk about that again more in a moment too. That time the set was there by Voss. Again, wasn't the hardest of hits, but she found the right hole, and it drops in to tie it back up at 16. Think about it in volleyball. You score on mistakes. So every play, somebody's going to make a mistake. And if you let it, as a player, if you let that get to you, you're not going to be very good. So you got to flush it and move on. I mean,
well, and to your point earlier when you talked to Coach Stinson, was defense is what they're really keying on. So if the game of defense, if you could be good at it and not make mistakes and try to have them make the defensive mistake, that's where you're going to make your win.
Like in most sports, your defense will keep you in the game and give you opportunities to win. That time Voss gets the kill after a nice volley back and forth, a lot of free balls, and by free ball I mean no offensive attack, just getting the ball back over the net. Finally, Voss gets one she can hammer. She drops it in the middle for a point. For the Eagles, they take the lead, 17-16. Looks like Gritter's serving for the Eagles. Dug out by Smith. Hollingsworth had to run a long way to chase it down and could not quite get it over. The pass that time on Mackenzie McClellan. One thing I question is, this, you see the setter having to run a long way. Why can't one of the back row players hit that, people would ask. Well, you want your setter to be the second person at the ball. They've got to get to it. It's just the way it is. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. That's how it was explained to me. 18-16, Eagles with the lead. Attempt by Grinnell. Now attempt by Gritters. Dug out by the Tigers. Set by Hollingsworth. Over now, free ball. Over by Stensrud. Eagles on the offense. Voss with a circle around set, and she gets a kill to drop in. It's 19-16. Point for the Eagles. Coach Stensrud wanted to say that last time out. You get 2 per set. She's already used 1. 19-16. Ball's up, served by Eagles is an ace serve. Just like that, Tigers need to get their mojo back, or their sauce, or whatever. Now we call a timeout. Coach Stensrud takes her timeout. 20-16, Pella Christian with the lead. You're watching high school volleyball on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before, or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
Tiger Sports Livestream Network is brought to you by Grinnell Mutual. Welcome back to Tiger Volleyball.
20-16 now, Eagles with the lead over the Tigers. Coach Stensrud has taken her second time out, trying to rally the troops. But it's such a mental game. I mean, I realize, again, all sports are mental, but again, as I said in volleyball, you think about it, your scores are on somebody's mistake. So as a player, you make a mistake, you got to forget about it because the next serve's coming. And it's harder, it's easier said than done. Eagles with the serve now. Hollingsworth with a set to McClellan, who tries to punch it over. It gets dug out, and that's an attempt. Let's see, they called a net violation that time on the Eagles. Oh, if you're Pella Christian, like, man, we had a roll going, and now we have a violation that gives the Tigers a point, 20-17. Maybe that's a spark that'll get Grinnell going. McKenna Smith back to serve. Gets the ball up and over. Eagles on the offensive. Over to Voss. She takes a big swing. She gets it to hit over, but it lands. Oh, let's see. Well, he originally went to point down like it was in. Then they changed their mind. The official looked at him. I think they looked at each other, and it was out. So Tigers get the point. Another thing people might ask, well, why doesn't the official right there where the ball went out, why don't they look down? They have to watch the net. That's why you have your line judges. The line judges watch the line. The officials are watching the net for contact. It was 20-18, but a nice kill that time by Voss. Again, gets blocked by the Tigers, but falls down on their side of the net to the floor. That's a point for the Eagles, and it's 21-18.
I was going to give a shout out to our line judges, but I won't announce their names now.
And Voss with the serve again. A good hard serve, but another service error. Pella Christian's 4th of this game. And, man, that just crushes momentum. Point for the Tigers. If you're a Tiger fan, you're loving it. You get the point. 21-19 now. And service error right back at you. Tigers have a service error of their own. And it's 22-19. Bailey Strovers is out. Kennedy Stewart at libero is back in for Grinnell to play back row. Chloe Heisman serving now for the Eagles, leading 22-19. Serve is up. Over to Hollingsworth. Over now to McClellan. Or rather, correct. Excuse me. Yeah, that's McClellan. Mackenzie Smith. McClellan gets it over for a free ball. Ooh, dug out by the Eagles. Nice diving play by the Pella Christian to get it over. There's a free ball for Grinnell. Hollingsworth with a set. Over now to McClellan. She gives a hammer, gives a big swing. And it goes off a Pella Christian player out of bounds, and Tigers get the point. They trail now 22-20. Back to serve is Rachel Stensrud. Or, excuse me, Reagan Stensrud. Rachel's her mom. Reagan's a daughter. Oh, that was a little funky hit there, yeah.
I'd say it looked like
I think the crowd
more of a cup push.
Well, I think the crowd called that because initially didn't call it, but then everybody kind of goes, ooh, and then the official blew the whistle, called a double hit. Point for Grinnell. They now trail 22-21. Stensrud up to serve. Played up by Eagles. Attack attempt by Gritter. She dinks, tries to dink it over. Tigers are ready for it. Looked like Mackenzie McClellan maybe, or Greta Dodd. They were both there. One of them tipped it back over quick. And Tigers have battled back now, down 3 late in the match, or late in the game rather, to tie it at 22. Wow. Stensrud with a serve. Pella Christian dug out. They go on the offensive. And that time a little bit of miscommunication, how to get a free ball. Up over now to McClellan. She knocks it. Dug up by Harrell. Attacked by Gritters, and she hammers it. Wow. Sarah Gritters right down the line. Gives the point to the Eagles. It's like a good assist in basketball. Man, a good hard swing and kill like that. That's fun to watch. I don't care who it is. That's fun. Good job, Eagles. Good hard serve that time by Gritters. Over to Hollingsworth now. Let's see, was that? Oh, he called it in.
I don't think the Pella Christian coach is agreeing with the
No,
lines.
Tammy White was right there. And let's see. Oh, they called a tip ball. Okay, that's why they got the point. And now Tammy White wants to take a timeout. It's 23-all. You're watching volleyball on the Tiger Sports live stream network.
This is a story about signs. It's also a story about people's experiences. The humble sign. They are everywhere. But signs are more than just a plaque on the wall, an arrow, or letters on a building exterior. Signs help you leave a legacy or start a new chapter in life. All those signs have to start somewhere, and that's where we come in. We're your trusted partner in everything signage.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by ASI Signs, and I got to give a shout out to our friend Cheryl Weidenfeld. I did catch you on the football game, but she sent a donation across for the Battle of the Helmets game and volleyball tonight. And she's always been a loyal supporter of the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network and Tiger Sports, so thank you, Cheryl.
We were tied at 23-all. Then a big kill that time by Kara Veenstra. Middle hitter for the Eagles. Gives the Eagles set point. They lead 24-23 with Natalie Harrell serving. A little bit of noise from the crowd. Harrell with a nice soft serve up by Smith. Over to Hollingsworth. Back now to Dodd. Here comes Gritters over, a short one. Up to Hollingsworth. Over to McKenna Smith, who hammers it. Blocked back by the Eagles, played by the Tigers. This will be a free ball. And it falls short. Tammy White saw it coming. She was trying to hop and get her player there, but just a little bit late. Hits the floor, and we're tied at 24.
You know, you talked about that noise. That's one thing I always appreciate about Grinnell Sports is the student section always comes and always shows up. So Shout out to that Grinnell student section.
And there's a big serve that time by McClellan. And a serve receive error. Or correction, that was Greta Dodd with a serve. Big serve and timeout taken by Tammy White. 25-24, Tigers have set point. Back with more volleyball. You're listening to the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
There are a lot of great reasons to make Medicap Pharmacy in Grinnell your pharmacy. Hi, this is Jennifer Stallman, and if you are like me, you have a busy schedule. So why wait around to get a prescription filled? At Medicap Pharmacy, we can call or text you when your prescriptions are ready. It's a free service that is available on request for any of our customers. Of course, we also have a convenient drive-through, free weekday deliveries, and free mail-outs as well. Just another great reason to make Medicap Pharmacy your pharmacy on Highway 6 West, Grinnell.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. Sorry, Chris and I had a conversation going. I wasn't ready to come back yet.
Yeah, no, I had that effect on people. That's why you even hesitate. People get around me and they can't talk. I don't know. I just mess things up for everybody.
All good. We're back.
Exciting match here. Just a moment ago, the Eagles had set point. Now the Tigers are serving set point. It's Greta Dodd with the serve for the Tigers to win this second set. And it was out just barely. And we're now back up at 25. You have to win by 2 in high school volleyball and also in collegiate volleyball. As far as I know, in any volleyball, you have to win by 2. So don't write in or text on the Tiger Sports Live Stream page about, well, in Olympic volleyball or I don't know, you have to win by 2. We'll just go with that. Serve is up. Set by Hollins with a little short set. McKenna Smith had to dig it out. Set by, that was Chloe Heisman, the setter.
You know,
and
if you remember in high school when you always had, we had to take tests in PE class, and I remember a PE teacher saying, just remember, anything that has a net, you got to win by 2.
There you go.
And I think she was right.
And there it is. Pella Christian up 25-26. Gets the service to drop in off a Tiger player out of bounds. And they win the second set 27-25 to tie it up at 1 game apiece. Tiger Sports Live Stream Volleyball will be back after this word from our sponsors.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, third generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Polley's Pizza and West Finch Auto Plaza.
All right. 1 set apiece here. Best 3 out of 5. And we get ready for the second set. Third set.
Third set. 2 plus 2.
Kevin Stensrud, husband of the coach, father of one of the players, turns around and gives a little wave. He played defensive tackle for Coach Farley up at UNI. Just says his wife, Rachel, was an all-conference volleyball player for Bobby Peterson, Coach Bobby for UNI.
And we'll give a shout-out to all the Tiger fans and Pella Christian fans. So nice people joining us in tonight on the live stream. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up on the screen there. And if you really like what you're seeing, you want to subscribe to more, go ahead and subscribe. You get a little kick up every time the Tiger Sports comes on, and every home sport that we have that Pella Christian's involved in, you'll see it. So a couple other places you can find us on is Facebook and Twitter, and we always try to tag whichever school that we're playing on our Twitter account so you guys know that it's coming up front.
Very good. Sure appreciate you putting this together. Streaming events, it's really awesome. So here we go. Third set. Tigers to serve. Ball's up. And the serve drops in the corner. And that's one of those that Pella Christian players look at each other like, oh, I should have had that. Sarah Gritters. You have a split second to the side. She guessed wrong. It dropped in, and Tigers lead 1-0. That is Ashley Hollingsworth with a serve. Up now to Gritters. Hollingsworth with a set. Over to Stewart. Back to Stensrud. She gets it up and over. Eagles trying a back row attack. Dug out by Stewart. Over to Hollingsworth. Set to Smith, and it drops in and down. McKenna Smith. Again, those three parts that time in perfect sync, and Tigers get the point. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, nice jump start right away here.
It's like any sport. You don't want to get down, but volleyball seems like if you get in a big hole early, it's very, very tough to climb out of. Tigers with the serve, up by the Eagles. Over now to Emma Ekoff. Ekoff's dug out, over to Hollingsworth. Set wasn't in. McKenna Smith gets it down anyway. McKenna's timing was off, couldn't get a full run at it, so she just dinked it over, but found the open hole. Counts as a kill, counts as a point, and it's 3-0 Grinnell.
She has a nice enough swing that she still had enough momentum on it, and I think that's what's deceiving for Pella Christian. They're thinking it's going to be just a little dab coming at them.
And then that top spin she put on it too really causes it to drop. That time, nice set by the Eagles. They had all three pieces going. Trinity Voss closed it out with a kill, and Eagles are on the board. They trail 3-1. Happy to have you with us here on this Tuesday night for Tiger Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. Serves up. Dug out by Stewart. Over to Hollingsworth. Setting now this time, McKenna Smith, and she gets another kill. McKenna swinging away off an Eagle player out of bounds, and Tigers are up 4-1. You know, Dan, just like in other sports, like good shooters, if they get on a roll, you want to keep feeding. If a hitter's on a roll, as a setter, you see that. You want to keep feeding your hitter because they're in a groove, man. Just keep it going. Tigers now playing it, and again, another hit, this time by Reagan Stensrud. Suddenly the Eagle defense, which is pretty solid in that second set, they're finding a lot of holes, the Tigers are. Good for Grinnell, not so good for the Eagles, and they trail 5-1. Smith with the serve. Harrell with the up, set over to Gritters, and she hits it out of bounds. Let's see. He called it out of bounds, went behind the pole. Another error by the Eagles, and they trail 6-1. Smith with the serve. Harrell had to play it over. That was almost two players at once hitting it, but they let it go. Tigers up. Over now to McClellan. That time it didn't quite get over the net, hits the net and drops down on the Tiger side. Yep, she goes to Coach Stensrud and kind of snaps her arm forward like, yeah, Coach, I know I need to snap my arm down and through. And it's a point for the Eagles, and they trail 6-2. Substitution now for the Eagles. Trinity Voss was set to serve, but Coach White goes to the bench. Again, I can't see the number, but she came in for Voss, and she is now serving and promptly serves into the net. That was number 12, Annika Van Dyke, sophomore. Point for Grinnell, and Voss comes right back in, and then she goes right back out for the libero.
Well, that was
Don't ask me to explain that one, but that's just the way it works. It's all about back row and rotation. And a nice soft serve that time by Greta Dodd. Bailey Strovers. And the Tigers lead 8-2. As the coach, Tammy White's probably saying, I don't want to burn one of my 2 timeouts early, but if this keeps up, I'm going to have to do something. And that time, kind of just a punch hit over by Gritters. Gets it to drop in, found the right spot. Again, if you find the right hole, as you're seeing, Dan, it doesn't have to be the hardest hit in the world. If you find the right spot, it's going to drop in for a point. 8-3 now, Tigers with the lead. Gritters with the serve. Stewart up, over to Hollingsworth. Set now to Stensrud. Dug out by Pella Christian. Over now to Heisman, who hits it over. Dug out, and then a free ball. Stensrud gets it over. Heisman gets the set. Over now to Gritters, who knocks it home. Just out of the reach of Kennedy Stewart. Point for the Eagles, and it's 8-4. Now the Eagles showing a little bit of life. I'm sure Coach White early on with like the first 5 or 6 points, like, who are you guys and what do you do with my team? But now they're showing some movement. Oh, and the ball hits the net, bounces up, bounces in the net, and then drops on the Tigers' side. Wow. Doesn't matter. It's a point for the Eagles. They trail 8-5.
That's when, as you're sitting there as a coach saying, about time something goes our way.
Yep. And that happens. Sometimes it just goes your way. Eagles up with the kill. Over now to McClellan. She gets it over. Set to Gritters. It's tipped. Dug out by Smith. Hollingsworth with a set. Over to McClellan. Her ball's tipped. Over by the Eagles. Tries a quick set back over. Dug out by Grinnell. Grinnell player tripped over another player. Going for it, which caused a double hit. And it's a point for the Eagles. And they battled back. They were down 6-1 at one point. Now they're back, trailing by 2, 8-6. McClellan gets the ball up and over. Nice hustle play by the Tigers to get it up to McClellan. She gets it over. Gritters with a kill. A correction, that's Gemma Settles with a kill. Settles with a kill for the Eagles, and it's 8-7. Eagles have scored 4 in a row here to claw back to within 1. Ball's up, and here we go. Stewart with the ball up. Quick set over by the Eagles. Push back to the corner, and the Eagles dig it out. Stewart gets it up. Over now to Hollingsworth. To Stensrud, who tips it up and over, and she was just trying to play it over, but again, the right spin on it, the right tip, and it drops down for a point. Tigers needed that one. That stops the run by Pella Christian, a 5 in a row. And the Tigers lead 9-7. Reagan Stensrud now back to serve for the Tigers. Ball's up, good hard serve. Dug out by Harrell, back over now by the Eagles. Good job getting the ball back over. Oh. And that time, good swing. Couldn't tell that was blocked by the, that was number 8. That was Greta Dodd from the middle position.
In basketball terms, we talk about the tomahawk dunk. That was a tomahawk swing. Holy cow.
You could really tell she hit the ball and snapped her wrist down through the ball and really followed through and got it down. Point for Grinnell. They lead 10-7. Stensrud serve up and over. Set by Heisman. Over now to Gritters, and Gritters gets it down. It's all about getting on top of the ball and then snapping your wrist through and following through and down on the ball like you're pushing all the way down to the ground. Get a follow through down by your hip. Gritters did that, and the ball dropped down for a point for the Eagles. They trail 10-8. Gritters now serving, and the ball goes just long. It's a line drive hard serve. It goes out. Service error gives the point to the Tigers. They lead 11-8. All tied up 1 apiece here in the third set. Best 3 out of 5. And there's a kill that time by Kara Veenstra off the short set from Heisman, the setter. And by short set, I mean she puts the ball up just barely above her head height, right about the top part of the net, and the hitter jumps up and quickly hits it over before the defense has a chance to react. That's what I mean by short set. Eagles to serve. Harrell with the serve. Up and over now, Dink. Dug out by Harrell. Over to Heisman. Over that time to Settles. Dug out by the Tigers. Hollingsworth now sets it up to McKenna. She knocks it over. Dug out by the Eagles. Now a dink over. Dug out by Grinnell, and 2 players almost collide. Kennedy Stewart and Ashley Hollingsworth going for it, and the ball goes backwards, hits the court, and a point for Pella Christian. And they trail 11-10 now in this third set. Again, all tied up at 1 set apiece. You have to win 3 out of 5 sets to claim the victory in the match. And that ball was dug up by Kennedy Stewart. Said it couldn't quite get to it. So it drops in for a point for Pella Christian, and we are tied at 11. Harold's service not hard, but boy, she has given Tigers fits tonight with this. It's a soft, kind of floating serve. A little bit of a knuckleball. Tigers play it over on the free ball. Over now to the Eagles. Dug out by Stewart. Over to Hollingsworth. McKenna Smith with an attack attempt. And that time blocked down by the Eagles. Looked like Gemma Settles and Kara Veenstra were right there, or Emma Ekoff were right there to block it down. And the Eagles have battled back to take the lead. Down 6 at one point, now they have the lead, 12-11. Wow.
A lot of it coming right behind Harold serving here.
Yep. There's a ball almost out of bounds. Good save by the Tigers. They get the ball in and over, but it is long.
You would think that every time that we go ahead and set or return, that a flat ball going like that would have just a straight up hit. But most of the time, it's a far off directional. I mean, I could see if you're going with a spin and you're trying to bounce, it's going to go one way or the other. But just a ball coming at you straight with no movement at all, it's crazy that it's being deflected the way it's out.
Yep. And again, you know, you have to get your hands placed just right. It has to become second nature. If they're not placed exactly right, the ball's going to go off at a funny angle. And that hits the ceiling, which is playable because it landed on the Eagles' side. And the Tigers get the point. They were down 2, 13-11. They got the error by the Eagles to go 13-12, and they just got the point on the service ace to tie it up at 13. And that time, Trinity Voss with a swing. Voss just couldn't get up enough height on it. Timing was off. The Tigers take the lead in this back and forth match. Looks like Bailey Strover serving for Grinnell. Nope, check that. That is Greta Dodd serving for the Tigers. A serve receive error by the Eagles. Ball drops to the court, and it's 15-13 Grinnell. Back and forth we go. And that time Dodd with a service error into the net gives the point to the Eagles. Substitution that time. Number 9, Jara Morgan checking in for the Eagles, replacing Gemma Settles to play back row for her. And Jara will serve. There's his ball up. Over to Hollingsworth. That time, nice set to Dodd, who finds the open hole again. As you saw, wasn't the hardest hit, but it was in the right spot. Hit the open hole, drops in for a point for Grinnell. Reagan Stensrud in now for Ashley Nimhoff to play front row. Serve is up by the Tigers. Ashley Hollingsworth with a serve. Hollingsworth with a set. Back to Stensrud. Had to be a free ball over. Eagles now. Heisman sets it to Voss. And Voss's timing is just off. Sometimes that happens. You know, you get in a little bit of a funk. You got to dig yourself out of it.
Well, and it's all, I mean, since you mentioned it earlier, it's 100% your timing up, and if that ball is 8 inches in front of where you thought it was going to be, it just throws your whole thing out of whack.
That's part of what we talked about. The 3 components have to be there. The serve receive or the pass to the setter, and the setter has to get the ball where the hitter can do something with it. And the hitter has to time everything just right and do their thing. And if one of those little things is off, and then with each one of those things, there's individual components as well. That time of service error by the Tigers gives the point to the Eagles, and the Tigers lead 17-15. This will be a free ball by Grinnell. Free ball meaning they just get it up and over with no attack attempt. Heisman with a fake. Gritters with a swing blocked by Stensrud, but goes back out of bounds. They ran a fake set to Voss, who jumped up like she was going to take a swing, and then they set it to Gritters, who hammered it home off of Stensrud. And the point for the Eagles, and they trail by 1, 17-16. Stewart with his set up, and there's a two-handed set. Stewart with a pass. I call it serve receive. It's technically called a pass. When they receive the serve, they passing it to the setter. The setter does a set to the hitter. Now we're tied at 17. Again, good hard serve. Free ball over. That was Emma Eekhoff serving for the Eagles. Good hard serves. Now Hollingsworth will get a chance to set it up. Gives a hit to Stensrud. And let's see. Okay, they said the ball wasn't blocked by Pella Christian, but rather hit the top of that and came back. Then Grinnell hit it again, so that's 4 hits. And the point to the Eagles, and they have taken the lead. Ooh, her steps got off that time. If you saw that, she jumped up, and instead of falling through, she kind of had to stop and wait, and then the ball got too low, and the player hit in the net for an error.
I mean, can her foot touch the orange line when she serves? So that, I mean, would that have been a line violation there?
Yes, that's the other thing. Maybe she thought she was going to hit the line, and that would have been a violation. And just like that, Grinnell takes advantage. They're tied up at 18, and then McKenna Smith gets a good hard serve. Goes off of Harrell at a funny angle, out of bounds. A point for Grinnell. They lead 19-18. There's Harrell with a set to Heisman. Over to Voss. Voss hammers it down. Dug out by Grinnell. Voss hammers it again. That time gets it to come home.
Her timing was back there.
Yep. That pass back over was a little bit long, and once it crossed over the net, then Voss knew what she had to do. She just hammered it home. And we're tied at 19. Now Coach White's going to make a sub. Voss is going to go out. They're going to let, I believe it's Gemma Settles come in and serve again. Can't tell the number from here.
6.
Number 6, that's Sydney Van Arendonk. All right. And she gets a serve to drop in the corner. And it's a service receive error by Grinnell. And Pella Christian takes the lead, 20-19. You see what her specialty is, dropping that ball right in that corner, just in front of the attack line. That's a tough spot. Hollingsworth now with a set to Stensrud. Or Bailey Strovers, rather, excuse me. She tips it over off to Pella Christian Eagle players out of bounds. And the point to the Tigers. We're tied up at 20. And there's that shuffle again. Van Arendonk goes out. Voss comes in. Then Harrell comes in for Voss. Just like that, the libero. Tied up at 20, Grinnell serving. Ball taken in by the Eagles. Attack attempt goes wide by Pella Christian. And Tigers lead 21-20. McClellan with a serve. Heisman with a set over to Gritters. She knocks it. Back to Grinnell, be a free ball. McClellan gets it over to Heisman. Set by the Eagles, up by Grinnell. Hollingsworth with a set. Quick push over by Hollingsworth. Let's see what they call. Two-handed hit. Violation on Grinnell, and we're tied up at 21. Stewart back in libero for the Tigers, replacing Bailey Strovers for the back row. And Pella Christian set to serve. We're tied at 21 and tied with games won at 1 game apiece. Dug out by Stewart. Ball goes out of bounds. McKenna Smith couldn't bring it back. Point for the Eagles, and they lead 22-21. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Coach Rachel Stensrud. 22-21, Grinnell trails. You're watching high school volleyball on the Tiger Sports live stream network.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by Grinnell Mutual.
Back here at Tiger Gymnasium, 22-21, Pella Christian with the lead, all tied up at 1 set apiece, rather 1 game apiece, or set. Coach Stensrud just took one of her 2 timeouts. Coach White has not taken one yet. And Eagles are serving. Oh, they've each taken, Grinnell's taken one. Pella Christian has not taken any yet. Eagles with a serve. And that's number 4, Chloe Heisman. to serve for the Eagles. And she serves it long. Wow. Yeah, Grinnell on the ropes. Could have gone up 22-21. Instead, you have a service error, and now we're tied at 22. If you're a Grinnell fan, you love it. Pella Christian, not so much. Reagan Stensrud now serving for the Tigers. Gets the ball in. Played it by Heisman. Over now to Gemma Settles. Her attack attempt goes wide, and it's 23-22. I would think one more point, and Coach Tammy White of the Eagles may take a timeout here if Grinnell gets this point. Stensrud up with the ball. Serve is over. Dug up by the Eagles. Set by Heisman. Over now to Settles. Ooh, hits the Tiger player in the chest, but goes up. McKenna Smith drops it in, and she gets it to go in. Tigers at set point, lead 24-22. And no timeout. All right.
Push it to the end here. We're going to
Yep.
see what happens.
Got to wait as the Tiger player's tying your shoe. And here we go. Stensrud to serve for this third set. Heisman with a set, short set now to the Eagles. Over to Stensrud. Back out, dug out by Grinnell. Free ball over by Stensrud. Back over to the Eagles side. Heisman with a set. Over to Gritters. Hammers it down and in. Just in front. Took a little bit off her swing, if you could tell that. She didn't swing a full swing. She took a little bit off. It bounced in front of Stewart that time. And Eagles get the point, and it's 24-23. Still set point for Grinnell. But now the Eagles are serving. And Sarah Gritter's back to serve. There's the ball in. Up by Stewart. Over to Hollingsworth. McKenna Smith drops it in the open hole in the middle. For the set point, and Tigers win the third set, 25-23. They lead 2-1 here at Grinnell High School. You're listening and watching to Tiger Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
This is a story about signs. It's also a story about people's experiences. The humble sign, they are everywhere. But signs are more than just a plaque on the wall, an arrow, or letters on a building exterior. Signs help you leave a legacy or start a new chapter in life. All those signs have to start somewhere, and that's where we come in. We're your trusted partner in everything signage.
Hey Tiger fans, this is Blake with the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network. We at the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network want to help Grinnell High School to recover from these times with less fans in the stands for revenue to help fund the school's athletics. That's why we've set up a Tiger Sports Live Stream Network Venmo account. If you want, we would greatly appreciate a donation to help Grinnell High School. It doesn't have to be $5, it doesn't have to be $500. We just want to help our Tiger athletes. At the end of every week, we will send the money we receive to Chris Kaufman and the entire GHS athletic department. We at the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network will not keep a single penny. To donate, download the Venmo app on your Apple or Android device and search Tigers LSN-2020. We greatly appreciate any and every donation. Together, we can help recover from this crazy time. Thank you in advance, and go Tigers!
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by ASI Signs and our very own Fill the Stands with Donations, our Venmo account. So thank you very much for those who pass donations across and fill these stands up with us with donations instead of people. We appreciate it.
All right, we got a little Cotton Eye Joe going on. We got various Pella Christian fans and Pella Christian players and Tiger players and fans doing some country line dancing. Cotton Eye Joe goes way back. I used to play that when I was PA announcer here. It's a crowd favorite. All right, Tigers lead 2-1. And it's best 3 sets out of 5, so Tigers will be playing to win the match if they can win this set. If not, Pella Christian will tie it up at 2-2. Then we play the 5th and deciding set to 15 instead of 25. And you mentioned earlier about you want to get out to a quick start. If you get to that 5th set, you definitely want to get out to a quick start because that 15 points comes up on you pretty quick if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to The Pella Christian fans and all of our visiting fans that we have on Tiger Sports Livestream Network, we always appreciate the feedback that comes back. We've built some friendships over the years, and we just got a real nice compliment back from Pella Christian, and I'll just say it's the head softball coach. We communicate back and forth throughout the season of softball, so we really appreciate that positive feedback from you guys, and we do enjoy doing Pella Christian sports, even in Grinnell.
Absolutely. So it's all about to bring these games home to people so they can see it. They probably also asked you, what are you doing having that old guy come in and do the game for you? You could have found somebody else off the street better than him.
If anyone is wondering where, so typically my son Blake Walker does the broadcasting. He's here for football season, but he went 2 years at Marshtown Community College, and now he's pursuing his BA in sports communication and broadcasting at Grandview College. So he is currently, during the week, he doesn't want to drive back and forth. I don't blame him, but he's also expanding back into his theater career he had in high school, and he's got the lead part in a Grandview play. So 4 nights a week he's practicing play practice, and then heads back for Friday nights and does Grinnell Tiger Sports. So
all right, there you go. Tigers get the service ace on the first serve. Pella Christian gets it back on a nice kill attempt, so it's tied at 1-1. Eagles serving. Good hard serve that time by the Eagles. That is number 15, Emma Ekoff. And the Eagles, almost said Tigers. Eagles lead 2-1. Dug out by Stewart, up now to Hollingsworth, and they call into the net, I believe. Yep. The referee on the floor always calls the net. They're the one watching it. The referee up on the stand up high is watching for any net violations or anything like that. Point to the Eagles. They lead 3-1. Ekoff for the serve. Over to Hollingsworth now. To McClellan. McClellan hammers it down home from the back row. That's a nice little mix you can add to your offense when you have players who can obviously do attacks from in front of that attack line. The attack line is that middle orange line there. And if they can do back row attacks, those are going to be very effective as well. We're tied, now Grinnell trails 3-2. Correction, just as I say that, McKenna Smith gets the service ace, and it's 3-3.
I'll tell you what, McKenna's done a great job tonight in the prior 2 sets of putting that ball where it needs to be. She's done a great job at that.
And again, as we talked about, and there's an error by the Eagles. They called a double hit, and Tigers lead 4-3. It takes a lot of practice as you're going up or surveying the court to see, okay, I know I can swing hard, but sometimes the softest hit placed right does the job just as well. And there's just a missed timing. Heisman was trying to set it to Voss, and it was a short set. Voss thought it was going to be up higher, and so Voss just could do nothing but watch the ball drop to the floor. She could not even begin to get to it. An error by the Eagles, and Tigers lead 5-3. Heisman now sets it up. Voss with a kill attempt. That goes long. Didn't snap her wrist through, and Coach Tammy White's seen enough. She's going to take a timeout. 6-3, Tigers with the lead in this 4th set. You're watching and listening to Tiger Volleyball on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network.
There are a lot of great reasons to make Medicap Pharmacy in Grinnell your pharmacy. Hi, this is Jennifer Stallman, and if you are like me, you have a busy schedule. So why wait around to get a prescription filled? At Medicap Pharmacy, we can call or text you when your prescriptions are ready. It's a free service that is available on request for any of our customers. Of course, we also have a convenient drive-through, free weekday deliveries, and free mail-outs as well. Just another great reason to make Medicap Pharmacy your pharmacy on Highway 6 West, Grinnell.
The Tiger Sports Livestream Network is brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy.
All right, Tigers with the lead, 6-3 here in this 4th set. Again, if Tigers win this, they win the match 3-1. If Pella Christian wins this, it's 2 each. And then we go to the 5th and deciding set, and that is played to 15. This one is played to 25. McKenna Smith with the serve. Up over to Heiser, over to Voss, who hammers it again, and again it's long. Pella Christian thought it might have been tipped. Referee says no, it wasn't.
That was an interesting set. There wasn't more than 6 inches that she set that ball in the air. And
yep. I think, again, that was one of the cases where Voss, the hitter, might have been thinking the set was going to be a little bit higher, and Heisman, the setter, did a short set. And that time, a regular set to Gritters, and she hammers it home. And the Eagles get the point, and it's 7-4. Tigers with the lead. Again, that's that timing and communication. You just have to both be on the same page, and lots of moving parts here. Now let's see, what do we got? The official's saying something about substitution. She's saying a player for Pella Christian has to go back in. I am not sure why. Sydney Van Arendonk was going to be subbed in by Kara Veenstra. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Pella Christian fans. It's Arendonk, I think. And the referee, the official, wouldn't allow it, so she's still in the game. So here we go. Servers up by the Eagles. Hollingsworth with a set, short set. Over to Dodd. Dodd tries to get it back. It's blocked into the net. Right there was McClellan and Dodd to block it back. Point for the Tigers, and they lead 8-4. Now they're going to do it. Now they're allowing Kara Veenstra to come in for Sydney Van Arendonk. Now Coach White has who she wants out there, and here we go. Tigers with a serve. Set by Heisman. Over to Gritters, hammers it home. Tipped by, looks like Stensrud got a piece of it. Back over to Stensrud, a free ball over. Harrell sets it to Heisman. Gritters tries to get it over, dinked. Trying to be a block attempt by Gritters, it looked like. And if you're wondering, well, she hit it twice, why is that not a violation? Because the first time it's considered a block attempt. So if you, as long as the referee's determination it's a block attempt, then you can reach back and hit it again. Twice in a row. But only if in their determination it's a block attempt. And they're pretty liberal with that. They allow that to happen quite a lot, actually. 8-5 now, Tigers with the lead. McClellan with a big swing. Stuffed that time by the right side of the Eagle line. That was Kara Veenstra and Gemma Settles combining on that block. Point for the Eagles, and it's 8-6. Again, Pella Christian has to win this to force that fifth and deciding set. And a serve again by Heisman. Boy, her and Harrell all night have just given the Tigers fits with their serves. That drops in for a service ace, and it's 8-7. Eagles trailing. Heisman that time tried to put some topspin on it, and it just didn't get up over the net. Hits the net, drops down, point for Grinnell.
You know, one thing to point out here is I feel like a lot of people don't give credit to the girls of, they're not tall girls, but they have some leaps in them. I mean, literally to get up and say that they're going to be up over that net. Every once in a while you do have some girls that come in. Chris, you were blessed to have two girls that were both taller girls above, you know, the normal, but it's just, you know, amazing the ability that these girls have to get up and on this net. And like Blake was telling me, he's going to do play-by-play of the Grandview boys volleyball team.
Oh.
You know, so here you're talking about a national championship volleyball team that you're going to be able to commentate on. He said, Dad, these guys, when they get up and land the ball, he says, their armpits are at the net.
Yeah. I remember watching highlights of them, and, I mean, it's almost like that their chest or their waist is up by the top of the net. They get so high. It's just incredible.
So he's really looking forward to that coming up.
Tigers on a bit of a roll here, scored 3 in a row, and they lead 11-7. Stensrud with a serve. Over now to Gritters, who dinks it over right back at her, though. I believe that was McClellan. Couldn't tell it was Greta Dodd or McClellan. I was blocked by the official, but a quick hit right back over. Hit off of Gritter's face and out of bounds, goes down, and it's point for Grinnell, and they lead 12-7. Reagan Stensrud with a serve up, and the ball drifts wide out of bounds. Trying to go for that back corner and just missed it. And the point and the service goes over to the Eagles, 12-8. Tigers leading 2-1 here in this fourth set. Best 3 out of 5. And Gritters to serve for the Eagles. And her serve is long, just long. Coach White bends down, puts her head, runs her hands through her hair like, oh, we needed that one. Didn't get it, and back to a 5-point cushion for the Tigers. Mackenzie McClellan now with the serve, and Mackenzie turns it right back. Her serve goes into the net, and it's 13-9. Now Harrell's out, and Voss, Trinity Voss comes in for the Eagles. They trail 13-9. Hollingsworth with a set. Over now to Smith, who gets it in. Heisman with a set. Over to Emma Ekoff. Tips it off a dot out of bounds, and point for the Eagles. 13-10 now. Pella Christian trying to crawl back into this fourth set. Eagles serving. Sydney Van Arendonk serving. Stewart with the ball up to Hollingsworth. To McKenna Smith, who hammers it down. Smith on the block back, tips it back over. Voss tries to get it back. Heisman tips it to Voss, who just dinks it over the block in the hole behind him. And again, I've said it all night, it wasn't the hardest hit, but it was in the right spot. There was nobody behind the two blockers. Ball drops in for a point for the Eagles, and it's 13-11. Pella Christian battling back. They've scored 3 in a row. Serve by the Eagles over to Hollingsworth, and that time Greta Dodd does a two-handed push to the back corner. She took a peek, saw nobody was back in that back far corner, and got the ball to drop in for a point for Grinnell. And it's 14-11. Dodd to serve now for the Tigers. Ball's up. Here we go. Over to Heisman. Back row set to Gritters, who just has to hit it over. To Hollingsworth. Short set to, looks like that was Bailey Strovers playing the middle for the Tigers on the short set. Gets the ball to drop in. The Tigers have now scored 3 in a row. (15-11). Ball's up. Nice serve by the Tigers. Just skimmed over the net. Pella Christian plays it nicely, though. And we have a whistle. Have a net violation on Grinnell. That simply means one of the players touched the net, which you cannot do. Any part of the net. That's a violation if you do. And the point and the serve goes back over to the Eagles. They trail 15-12. Hollingsworth with a set. To McKenna Smith. Ball was tipped. Nope. Her attack attempt goes long. Out of bounds. Point to the Eagles, and it's 15-13. Pella Christian hanging tough. As I said, every sport I know needs mental toughness, but boy, volleyball really needs it because there's mistakes being made all the time, and you score off of mistakes. Either you make a mistake, or the other team makes a mistake, and you have to be able to flush it and move on. That time McKenna Smith's attack attempt goes into the net. The timing was just a bit off. Point to the Eagles, and it's 15-14 Grinnell. Pella Christian scored 3 in a row here, 4 in a row. And the serve hits the net and drops in. Wow. We've seen that a few times tonight, Dan. Again,
yes.
You talk about sometimes you need a little bit of that. You'll take it. It counts either way. It doesn't matter. And we're tied up at 15. Serving now by the Eagles, tied up. Hollingsworth with a set. Quickly now tries to get it to Tigers, who get it over. Over to Ekoff, and her attack attempt goes long. You can tell it's going to be long because she had to arch her back and kind of reach back behind her, arching her back backwards. When you do that, that opens your hand up, and it's hard to get the ball to go down, and it went long. And it's a point for Grinnell. 16-15, Tigers with the lead. Back to serve is Ashley Hollingsworth. Good hard serve. Heisman with a set to Voss, and Voss on the quick set, the short set rather, gets it to go, and we're tied up at 16. Again, a short set. You notice the ball doesn't travel very high. The setter hits it just above the net, and the hitter comes in and unloads on it quickly before the defense has a chance to get set. Ekoff with a serve. Hollingsworth now with a set. Try to get it over to McKenna Smith. Smith goes up. That time the short set was, tried it again. They went to the well once too often, but the Tigers were ready. Looked like Stensrud and maybe Strovers were right there to block it back. And a point for Grinnell. This back and forth match. Grinnell now leads 17-16.
Tell you what, 3 matches in a row like this, Chris.
Been really good volleyball tonight. Glad you could be along with us on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network tonight. McKenna Smith with the serve. Good attack attempt by the Eagles, drops in. Off a Grinnell player out of bounds. We're tied at 17. All three games so far have been very close. 2 points, I think, each one. Now Natalie Harrell serving. Again, that soft, short little serve. You're really kind of stuck out there in kind of a no person's land because you want to play at depth because if you unloads one, it's going to go over your head. But then you got to react to it and get up there. It's really tough. It's an effective weapon by Harrell and the Eagles, and they take the lead, 18-17. There's a serve again, handled by a quick set that time. Kennedy Stewart with a nice pass to Hollingsworth. And that time, hammered home. Looked to be Greta Dodd on the short set. Grinnell ran out of their own, and we're tied at 18. Service by the Tigers. Heisman with a set. Over to Gritters. She couldn't get all into it, so she had to hit it over. Free ball. And now the Tigers return the favor with a free ball. Heisman, short set to Gritters. Tries to dink it over. Tigers pop it up. Smith gets it up and over. Now to Heisman. Gritters on the attack. She hammers it home. Wow. Lots of good hustle, diving plays, which you like to see.
That's action. That's action for you.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's fun. It's 19-18. Pella Christian with the lead. Eagles not going to go quietly, nor did you expect them to. Hollingsworth is set now. Over to Greta. Dodd hits it back to the back row, and Pella Christian, they get the ball popped up. That's Emma Zula popped it up, but couldn't quite get it to the setter. And the Tigers get the point, and it's 19 all. Reagan Stensrud now to serve for the Tigers. Reagan serve up and back. And just a tough set. Ball goes over, though. Hollingsworth gets a set. Over to Greta Dodd on a short set. Dodd circle around behind her. The Tigers get the point. It's 20-19. Each team gets 2 timeouts per game. They don't carry over. Stensrud to serve to the back corner to Heisman. Short set. That time, I believe that was Gemma Settles or Kara Veenstra. That went wide. Point for Grinnell is 21-19. Again, Tigers win this. It is match. Lots of work to do, though. Stensrud with the ace serve. We could hear it. I don't know if you could. The Pella Christian player said out, out, and it dropped in just in front of that line.
Yeah, like 3 inch. I mean,
it was
there, though.
It was a great serve, and it's 22-19. Wow. Stensrud now serving her 5th point in a row coming up. Over to Heisman to the set. And Gritters tries to hammer it home, and just the timing was just a bit off. She jumped, and she hit that too much on her down, and she was coming down. And the ball goes into the net, and it's 23-19, a timeout taken by Tammy White. This is high school volleyball on the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollei, 3rd generation owner of Polley's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polleisgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polley's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Maid and Broad Street.
The Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is brought to you by, who was that brought to you by? Polley's Pizza. Stop down, see Joey on 5th Avenue. Tuesday night spaghetti specials, Wednesday nights 2-topping pizza specials. I could eat pizza every day of the week at Polley's.
Yeah, I could too. Let's not forget the sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches.
The sandwiches
Thanks,
are great.
Hero.
Cheese bread, champagne cake.
What more can you guys want?
Wow.
Now they're bringing in Char's dressings from Michael's, his aunt.
He makes his own ranch. You try some of his ranch. It's homemade. All right, Tigers serving now. Stensrud with a serve. And it's 24 now, 19. This is match point. See if Coach White takes a timeout. Nope. She's going to let it go. So here we are. Match point. Tigers up 24-19. This is tennis. You have 5-point match point for the Eagles. Stensrud to serve. Ball's up. Heisman with a set. Over to Gritters. Ball's up. Hollinger with a set. To McClellan. McClellan gets it over. Back to Heisman. Heisman sets Gritters with a kill, and it goes off the block and down for a point for the Eagles. That was Ashley Hollingsworth and Greta Dodd trying to block that. It hit off to the side, went down, and the point for the Eagles, 24-20. Now Ashley Inhofe comes in to play back row for Reagan Stensrud. Eagles to serve. And there's the ball handled by Stewart. Back over. We got a free ball, and the Tigers get it over. And then, yes, it's up and over. And they try to tip it over. Now Hollings with a set. Going out to McClellan, who gives a big swing. Tipped by the Eagles, playable. Now Ecoff hits it and goes off of Stewart. Emma Ecoff with the kill that time. And it's 24-21. Don't head for the X's just yet.
Tell you what, that's about the way these last three games have gone, though.
Absolutely. And there's a long ball, and that's it. Oh, my goodness. The Pella Christian, they serve it long, and it goes out. It's an error. And that is the match, 25-21. Tigers with the win. They win the match. 3-1 in a very entertaining volleyball match today.
Yep, tell you what, Chris, let's do a run-through of all of our sponsors, and we'll come right back and we'll close it up.
Sounds good. This is Tiger Sports Livestream Network.
Jeff Finch here from West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell. We normally go to the auction to restock our used cars and trucks, but prices have skyrocketed. If we're going to overpay, we'd rather overpay our friends, neighbors, and past customers. Bring your vehicle in for a quick 20-minute appraisal. You can either take the cash, trade for a different vehicle, or walk away. In some cases, your vehicle may be worth more than you paid for it. See us at West Finch Auto Plaza in Grinnell or online at westfinch.com.
Every sunrise offers new opportunities to dream big or to take that next small step. Every sunrise is another chance to build on the one before or to start with a clean slate. Because every sunrise is tomorrow's promise made real. And Grinnell Mutual is tomorrow's promise protected. Trust in tomorrow and contact a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
This is a story about signs. It's also a story about people's experiences. The humble sign. They are everywhere. But signs are more than just a plaque on the wall, an arrow, or letters on a building exterior. Signs help you leave a legacy or start a new chapter in life. All those signs have to start somewhere, and that's where we come in. We're your trusted partner in everything signage.
There are a lot of great reasons to make Medicap Pharmacy in Grinnell your pharmacy. Hi, this is Jennifer Stallman, and if you are like me, you have a busy schedule. So why wait around to get a prescription filled? At Medicap Pharmacy, we can call or text you when your prescriptions are ready. It's a free service that is available on request for any of our customers. Of course, we also have a convenient drive-through, free weekday deliveries, and free mail-outs as well. Just another great reason to make Medicap Pharmacy your pharmacy on Highway 6 West, Grinnell.
The Tiger Sports Livestream Network is brought to you by Polly Ice Pizza, West Finch Auto Plaza, Grinnell Mutual, ASI Signs, and Medicap Pharmacy. Great game to end out our first volleyball match of the year.
Yeah, I hope they're all like this. This is exciting. Tigers with the win, 3-1. And, again, just it's such a unique sport, Dan. Again, those three components, the pass, or the serve receive, and then the to the setter. Then the setter has to get the ball to the hitter. Then the hitter has to do their job and swing through. When all three components click, it's fun to watch. And the mental toughness aspect, as we talked about earlier, that if you stop and think about it, as I said earlier, every point is scored on a mistake by somebody. Or, sometimes it's a good hit, but almost every other point, though, a mistake, a service error, or a bad hit, or two hit, or whatever. And you got to have such a short memory. You flush it. You got to move on. And it's really unique. And just thanks for letting me be a part of it. I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff with you guys down the road, and appreciate you, scraping the bottom of the barrel to find me and get me up here.
Well, you weren't far to call, so we really appreciate you stepping on in here, and this has been a great evening. So thank you all for joining the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network, and we'll catch you back here September 28th for our next volleyball game, and we'll be back in not this Friday, but the following Friday for Tiger Football Live on Friday night. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
This live stream is a copyright of the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network. Reproduction or distribution of this live stream without permission of the Tiger Sports Live Stream Network is a violation of the law.